Здрасте. Вы на канале Play, и мы продолжаем Шерлок Холмс. Преступления и наказания. 7 серия. Новое дело. Что с этим, бля, с микрофоном, с моим, боже мой. Надо будет подкрутить, бля.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Я его сейчас. Так вот.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look. Понял я все. Толстая. Здорово. Так. The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Я не глухой.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You
Боже
should
мой.
take a look.
Давай. Тут или где?
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Так. Начинай где?
A map of London and the surrounding area. The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Кого? Брекенстол.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry with
Да,
a
он такой.
wax seal with the monogram E.B.
ЕБ. Еп. Так. Эбби-Грейндж, Мершем, Кент. 3:30 утра. Дорогой мистер Холмс, я буду очень рад, если вы присоединитесь ко мне для расследования интересного дела. Оно как раз по вашей части. Леди пришлось отпустить, но остальное оставлено в точности, как я нашел. Однако я умоляю вас не терять времени, поскольку трудно и дальше держать здесь сэра Юстаса. Искренне ваш инспектор Лейстрид. Бляха. Что это? А. Мгм. Ну что ж, поехали.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Что?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Ebbie-Greinge immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Поехали. Эбби-Грейндж.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Ну, давайте. Так, это, я так понял, это у нас за городом все. Да, да, Эбби-Грейндж. Не в Лондоне. Убийство на Эбби-Грейндж. Среди ночи Холмс получил срочный вызов от инспектора Лейстреда. Что-то произошло на Эбби-Грейндж. По всей видимости, это убийство. Раскрыть убийство в Эбби-Грейндж, осмотреть комнату, где отдыхает леди Брекенстол. Выводы Лейстреда. Здесь произошла кража, которая обернулась убийством. На леди Брекенстол напали и привязали к стулу. Сэр Юстас Брекенстол сопротивлялся, но был убит ударом кочергой по голове. По показаниям леди Брекенстол, здесь орудовали трое Рэндаллов, банда взломщиков из Луишема.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the
Не
morning
ори,
room.
не ори.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
Какой жирный.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall. Sir Warthen Brackenstall. Lord George Brackenstall.
Сколько их тут?
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
Lady...
Тут не. Ну, мать, рассказывай.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your
Да,
ladyship?
бывает. Леди Брекенстоу. Около 25 лет. Из состоятельной австралийской семьи. Вышла замуж меньше года назад. В последние 2 недели подвергалась побоям. Живет уединенно. Редко выходит из дома. Вот так вот. Мать. Давай, Татьяна.
Teresa, I would
Teresa.
like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir. As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Так. Морщины. Забота. Пятно от кофе. Что-то я просрал. Это? Че? Зарубленные руки. У леди Брекенстоу старые синяки на руках появились неделю назад. Подожди. Тереза очень привязана к своей хозяйке и давно ее знает. Она единственная служанка в Эбби-Грейндж, которая готовит, обслуживает и присматривает за леди Брекенстоу. Она бы защитила ее от любой беды. Так, осмотреть комнату, где отдыхает леди Брекенстоу. Осмотреть место преступления в гостиной. Таймс. Давай. Семейный бизнес процветает. Банда Рэндаллов снова в игре. Менее 2 недель назад знаменитая семья грабителей, известная как Рэндаллы, проявила себя, совершив дерзкое, но успешное ограбление одного из богатейших домов в Синдхеме. Полиция уже напала на их след. Однако детали преступления содержатся в секрете, как и имя жертвы. Свидетель смог детально описать 3 мужчин, что дало полиции шанс дополнить досье на эту семью негодяев. Мы постоянно напоминаем нашим уважаемым читателям, насколько опасны эти бандиты, и в этот раз подготовили их полное описание. Свои делишки проворачивает семья из 3 человек, отец и 2 сыновей. Отцу Джеку Рэндаллу 40 лет, у него уже седые волосы, но он высок и крепко сложен, тщательно планируя все ограбления. Он направляет своих сыновей, примерно одного возраста, но сильно отличающихся внешне. Старший Уильям Рэндалл довольно высок и широкоплеч, с непропорционально маленькой головой. Я уже представил. Младший Мелвин Рэндалл, более хрупкого телосложения и очень тощий. Банда объявлена в розыск не только за кражи и грабежи, но и за исключительно дерзкое пиратское прошлое, которым они наслаждались до возвращения в Англию. Будьте осторожны, и тогда ваши ценности останутся в целости и сохранности. Вот так вот.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Это уже странно. Сучка, она замешана. Она замешана. Убрала. Убила или она, или это. Все, я уже знаю. Смысл бы... Я сразу понял. Ну какой бы смысл? Люди пришли грабить какие-то ложки, там, не знаю, эти... Каких там, господи. Сервиз, чайники, не знаю, тарелки. Из этого убивать человека? Из этих пару баксов там? Я сразу понял, сразу уже. Это, сучара. Вину свалили на Рэндаллу. Ограбление сфальсифицировали и все выдумали, чтобы обвинить Рэндаллу в смерти сэра Юстаса. Банда Рэндаллу. Обстоятельства и улики указывают на... Нет. Это бляха, 200%. Просто сперли и все. Просто скинули на этих ребят и все. Опа.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Сучка. Давай.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
Актриса.
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
My mistress is very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Я что, знаю? Я откуда знаю, алло? Опа. Сэр Юстас, ваше физическое и психическое состояние вызывает серьезные опасения. Имеются признаки почечной недостаточности. В нашу последнюю встречу ваши глаза налились кровью, а кожа приобрела желтый оттенок. У вашего дыхания появился специфический запах, присущий тем, кто страдает болезнью печени. Ну все, цирроз. Добухался. Также имеются абсцессы в легких, о которых мы говорили. Судороги, которые вы описали мне, указывают на расстройство нервной системы, возникшее из-за злоупотребления алкоголем. Имеется и тремор. Что это? Ваша печень показалась мне слишком жесткой во время осмотров, что указывает на формирование цирроза, я говорю. Имеются также признаки асцита, жидкости в брюшной полости, связанного с воспалением желудка. Боль за левым ребром указывает на начало панкреатита, способного привести к вашей смерти. Панкреатит — это когда поджелудочная железа взрывается. Тоже из-за пьянок или, скорее всего, алкоголь. Ваше состояние создает угрозу для окружающих. Ваше злоупотребление алкоголем снижает самоконтроль и приводит к агрессии. Я имею возможность помочь вам решить ваши проблемы. Для этого есть немало лечебных методов.
It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal. Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
Это сука, все. Жена.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port.
Они
But which
вместе.
one?
Две. Лесбиянки, наверное.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Oh, what a...
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Won her with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it. If
Это
ever
она
a woman
убила.
did. She
Это вот.
doesn't have any friends here, so it was especially hard for her.
Она горничная. Нет знакомых. Знакома с моряком. А черт его знает. Увидим, посмотрим. Уже полдела я уже знаю.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Домашнее насилие.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Чё домик маленький-то, а?
A hunter's cabin. A hunting scene. Antique hunting weapons.
Охотник. Ага.
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms.
Yes,
Apparently the
yes.
criminals did not venture there. A hunting scene. A hunting...
Постой. Так. Смотрим.
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen. These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. A bottle of wine is missing here. These wine... An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
Ну, видишь.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Окей.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to. Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces, but no... It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed.
Да подожди еще.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. A fur trader's cabin. So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
Блять, мне мышка отрубилась. Мать вашу. Мать вашу. Пауза. Все. Решили проблему, поставили батарейку, играем дальше.
That must be the murder weapon. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon. Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. Barefoot. The head was cracked with the force of the blow. It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Так. Шнур с узлами. Нет. Три человека. Из этих бокалов пили вино 3 человека. Один из них, вероятно, почитает вино с осадком. 2 человека. Только 2 человека пили вино из бокалов. В третий бокал они слили остатки вина из 2. Ну, пускай будет хорошо. Тело. Так. Несчастный случай. Пертом. Не. Это нет. Тело. Где? Несчастный нет. Удар кочергой. Смерть сэра Юстаса смогла наступить от удара кочергой. Это да. Это так. И еще. Допустим. Нет. Окей. Пока стопе харе и все. Так, дальше мы. Давайте, подождите. Постойте. Спросите.
The death was instant.
Не у вас. Не у... Вы где,
I've searched outside for footprint.
Ясно. У нее.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Как-то так все она мутит, крутит, что-то там, не знаю себе. Хорошо, Бейкер. Пошли. Анализ и дальше Тоби. Мой верный друг. Так. Анализ.
Let us see how the rope was cut.
Как?
The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cut appear to be different. The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Нож. О,
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
нож. Ну что ж, Тоби.
Come on,
Пошли.
Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Да.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
Давайте осматривать сад. Это горничная. Она. Я уже знаю. Бляха. Не нужно быть Холмсом.
Search, Toby.
Search. Вот так, погавкал и все на двери. Так. 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 Куда?
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware. The scent leads to the well. I should check it. The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Не знаю. Так, сначала.
Brave Toby.
Brave,
The best nose in the British Empire.
Yes, really. Сначала сарай.
This hook might be useful.
Хук.
Small gardening tools, nothing of bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Б.
This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it? Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence.
Да, ничего тут никто и не крал. Здесь их даже и близко не было. Это эти все две дуры.
The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Вранье. Мотив ограбления. Имитация. Вот это да. Ограбление только имитация, чтобы объяснить смерть сэра Юстаса. Столовое серебро не должны были найти. О, я же говорю, но это вообще не то даже. Это все это херня. Гость-убийца. Сэр Юстас был убит человеком, появившимся Сэр Юстас был убит человеком, появившимся здесь прошлой ночью. Он связал леди Брекенстол. Он высок и силен. Высок. Нет. Так, ладно. Ага. Морской след. Шнур отрезали острым ножом и завязали морскими узлами. Это может указывать на то, что взломщиком был моряк. Морской след. Да что такое? Знакомо с моряком. Все. Есть. Искать моряка. Человек, побывавший здесь прошлой ночью, возможно, был моряком. Возможно, был моряком. А где-то его искать, а? Сейчас узнаем.
Hunter scene.
Так, инспектор, давай.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery. We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship? We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Indeed. Так, ну что же. Ага. Домой. Архивы. My archive. Тоби. Значит, я ошибаюсь тогда, блядь, выходит, что... Или нет? Так, что искать именно? Какой? Искать в архиве. Гибралтарская скала 893. Есть. Так, прибытие Гибралтарской скалы. Корабль вернулся. Гибралтарская скала. Сухогруз. Компании линия Аделаида, Саутгемптон, Лондон. Коннорд Центр. Джеймс Стрит, Лондон. Вернулся после 6-месячного плавания с заходом в порты Индии, Новой Зеландии, Австралии. На корабле в Англию прибыла мисс Мэри Фрейзер, наследница семьи Фрейзеров, землевладельцев из Австралии. Эта очаровательная юная леди уже объявила о помолвке с сэром Юстасом Брэкенстолом, одним из богатейших людей Кента.
Here it is. The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Это кто? Питкин. Пупкин.
Wiggins, would you come upstairs, please?
Уиггинс.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Так. Ну что же. Уиггинс. Где? Тут?
This
Давай.
list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
16 марта.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. I do not think that this sailor has any connection. I do not think... I do not... This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. I do not think that... This officer was on a ship that sailed... Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
О! Джек Кроукер.
This list... Mr. Jack... I do not...
Хорошо.
I do
Смысл,
not
да?
think... This officer...
Всё.
This officer... I do not... Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Так вот. Ну что ж, давай.
This
Yes.
Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him. Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Давай сюда его веди уже.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Так, сволочь, сейчас будем. Прямой взгляд, честный. Честный. Крепкое телосложение. Газетные чернила. Хорошо. Чистые сапоги. Следит за обувкой своей. Молодчиком. Морской нож.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Shark. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what
Ну
should we do
подожди,
now?
я тебя
Would you like to check
сейчас
his alibi?
раску...
No, there is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Давай. Так. Интересно. Убийца-капитан. Интересно. Убийца-капитан.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Около
Why did you
часа
make me come
спустя.
here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the
Вот
first
так.
day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to
Конечно, он
see
ее
her
избивал там и так
turned
далее.
into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
В смысле? Опа. На. Ага. Давай. Уже хотел
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker.
покончить
I wish only to
самоубийством.
test your
Засранец.
sincerity, and your words
Ух
and
ты.
deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night. Inspector,
вот.
I'm afraid that the
И
murderers
правильно,
have
ё-моё.
escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you
Хоть
failed?
справедливость здесь.
Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Goodbye.